Boost your family's safety online with these tips, and stick around to the end because there's always a precious little jewel you don't want to miss. The first and the most important thing that you can do to boost your kids' safety on, please hear me on this. Are you watching? Are you listening? Okay, it's holistic online safety. That means giving your kids the freedom that they want and the safety and security that they need. You'll hear me reporting this entire thing all of the time. I don't know why I said reporting, but you'll hear me saying this all the time. This entire channel, everything I say, no matter where you follow me, it is holistic online safety. And with that, my name is CyberFareedah or Fareedah Shahid. I'm a Forbes 30 Under 30 honoree for my work in helping you protect your kids online and an award-winning online safety educator. So when I say holistic online safety, I mean holistic online safety. You need to be having open, honest, non-judgmental conversations with your kids instead of just focusing on the tech and the controls and the monitoring. That's cool, that's dandy. But if you want to boost your kids' safety, not just like have online safety, but boost it, go a little step up, like a little level up, you're gonna need to have online safety and holistic online safety in your life. I don't know why I said online safety. I meant holistic online safety. You know what I mean. Another important way you can implement holistic online safety in your kid's life is actually by going to therapy. Well, I know, what do you mean by therapy? I mean, you have to start your inner healing journey. Maybe you're not able to find a therapist, that's fine and dandy. Traditional therapy does not work for everyone, and I don't always recommend it for everybody. But you need to start healing yourself. You need to figure out a way, how am I healing from my childhood trauma, my triggers? What am I unintentionally putting on my teens and my kids that are impacting them in the wrong way? When it comes to protecting them online, we're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper because the online world is just as complex as the regular world, which, to be honest, the online world is like just a mirror of the regular world, but we don't have to get into all the philosophy. The point is that if you want to have a holistic online safety space in your kid's life, then you're going to need to focus on what is triggering me. Am I putting some of my trauma onto my kids? Am I passing down generational trauma to my kids? You don't want to do that. So you want to practice a way. You want to get into the habit of practicing healing for yourself and keeping a safe space for yourself so you can keep a safe space for your kid. Because when we're having open and honest conversations and non-judgmental conversations, some of these conversations are going to get a little bit, so you're going to need to have that inner peace and safe space within yourself so that you can give that to your kids and you can model healthy behaviors for your kids online. The next part of protecting your kids and boosting your online safety is what you probably already know, right? Parental controls or filterings. I don't really like parental controls, so I'm trying to figure out a different way of saying it, but parental filtering out content, restricting certain things until they're a certain age where you can start discussing those things online, right? So you want to go into the apps that your kids are using and be like, is this age appropriate for them? If they're 9 years old and they're just an online game talking to strangers, you know what I mean? You can turn that feature off. But once they turn a certain age and they're older and they're teenagers, maybe that's not something that you turn off, but you talk about holistic online safety. You talk about what do you say online and what do you not say? How do you block somebody? How do you report someone? Obviously, this entire thing changes depending on the age, and I can do an entire video on that if you want to, which I'm most likely going to do anyway, so it doesn't matter if you want it or not, you're going to get it. But it's going to change based off the age, but you still want to make sure that you're going into the settings and looking at what's in there. So often we make an account for our kids or for ourselves and then we just leave. We're just like, okay, account is created, we put a picture, we put a profile, whatever it is, or we set up the little game and then we're done. You want to make sure that you go into the settings. Almost all accounts have this. You go to account, go to settings, and then there'll be a couple of settings that I want you to look at today. And I'm not going to go into every single setting and exactly what it does, but I'll give you a very brief overview so that you can get started today. I want you to take action immediately. The first thing is security settings. How can I make this account more secure? How can I make sure that no one else besides authorized people have access to this account? Whether it's just you or a partner or another person or a sibling or your kid, whatever it is, they have access to that account and no one else. You don't want a hacker or a predator or someone who means badly for your family or kids to get into your account and spill your information online. That is where the security settings come in. Then you have the safety settings. How can we make the environment a little bit more safe? How can we make sure the trolls are not getting into them? Maybe you turn off the comments. Maybe you manage the comments. Maybe you restrict certain things that can't be said in chat. So for safety reasons, you might say, hey, my kid is a little bit too young to hear all of this crazy stuff in the chat. So we're going to turn off that option. That's not a security setting, but it's a safety setting. And then you have privacy settings. How can we protect the privacy of the person in this account? Is the account, the most obvious thing right now, we're going to talk about privacy. Is this account private, or are they selling my kids information? I recently did a video about Life 360. Life 360 is an awesome app for a lot of parents who want to monitor where their kids are and make sure that the kids are okay in terms of location. But this app was selling kids' data without parents knowing. But inside of the app, they did say, oh, what? We know that we're going to sell your information, and you could have turned that off in the settings. That's a BS excuse, because they have been selling kids' information out in the world, and anyone can link it back, and didn't have the safety and security settings it needed to make sure that that data was safe and not linked back to any kids. But that's what they said. They're like, oh, if you went into the settings, etc., etc. Every single time a news story comes out and something happens, the company goes, well, we have that feature you can turn off that feature in the settings. And so while it's BS excuse for them to get out of what they need to do to protect kids online, it is important for you to check the settings to see, what does this company already enable for me to protect my kids within this app? And then I said, so we talked about privacy, we talked about security, and then parental. So parental is like a mix of all of those things, but also they have a separate way where you can have your own account, and maybe you can monitor your kids' activity through that account, or you can control your kids' account until they're old enough. So that's like parental settings, where it doesn't really have much to do exactly with privacy and safety and security, but it's a lot more of a parental mindset so that your kids are not getting into things that they shouldn't be at an age that is really, really too young. So those are the things that you want to think about when it comes to boosting your kids' safety online. And honestly, by the way, while we're here, do this for your accounts too. Your accounts need to be secure, because hackers and predators can get to your kids, or through your kids' accounts or your accounts. The last and final thing you need, at least for now, we're only going to do 3 things, but the last and final thing for this video that you need to boost your kids' safety online is by staying up to date with what's happening in the world. Do you have to know every single tiny thing that's going on? No. But when you're following someone like me, when you're subscribed to this channel, when you're following me on social media, but more importantly being here on YouTube, subscribing and seeing the videos that are being uploaded and understanding what's happening in the tech world, you're staying up to date. Do you yourself have to know every single tiny thing that's going on? No, but it is important to stay in tune with someone who does know and ask questions. This is like, you don't have to do this alone. It takes a village to raise a child, so you need someone to be there in the journey with you. I repeat, you do not have to do this alone. Please ask for help. There is support with you. There's support for you, and there's no way that you can know all of this. Even I don't do this alone. Hello? I have other people. We all support each other to make sure that we're reaching our goals. And the goal for this channel is to make sure that you are protecting your kids online. So please connect with organizations and people like me. The sole goal is to make sure that you're doing this in the best way, and the most easy way, and the most simple way possible, because you're going to need that support. You don't have to do this alone. There are other people that can talk to your kids as well. So when you join the Safe Kids movement, I'll put the link over here inside of the Safe Kids movement. They're like, can you talk to my teens for me? Because you grew up gaming. If you didn't know, I gamed. I think I have my headphones behind me. It's somewhere. You see it, whatever, right? I'm a gamer. I've been gaming for a long time. I've been in the social media space. I'm younger generation, right? And so they're like, someone like you, when they're talking to my kids, they listen a little bit more. So it's not just you talking to your kids. You have other people who know and understand and can empathize with your kids to talk to them as well. So it's not just you doing all the heavy lifting. So get that out of your mind. That is the third way that you can boost your kids' safety online without you feeling like, oh my God, this is so stressful, right? We're here for you. We talked about 3 things. I don't know why I did my hands like this, but we talked about 3 things to boost your kids' online safety. Number 1, holistic online safety. Number 2, always check the settings. Always look at what the app has for you to protect your kids online. And then number 3 is staying connected, having your ear toward the wall, to the door, to the floor, whatever the analogy is. Basically understanding in general what is happening and what do I need to be looking out for. If you have any questions, any comments, whatever it is, let me know below. If there's something that stuck out to you in this video, let me know in the comments. And if you want more videos like this on protecting your kids in the digital age and having your ear to the door, to the floor, to the wall, or whatever on what's happening, then subscribe to this channel. Until next time.